it results into higher self-awareness.
That's right. And
But
that's when you try to be aware of it and contemplate.
and contemplate.
To contemplate
And that
without delusions.
and that is not enough unless we know the pure states of the mind. So
That's true.
today we
Because
will.
we have to keep apart the the reality from the non-reality. Right?
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
we should talk today about uh, the pure states of the mind. The problem with our life, human life, is that we always get upset and think always the negativity. I have a
That's
stress,
true.
I have an anxiety, and I have a problem with my honey. Come on, how many times you were in peace and harmony with your honey? Did you ever think? 90%. If you think
Okay.
clearly, 90%. Only 10% raises the conflict and we project it as if this is the problem.
Yeah.
This is the problem. So we are going to just do the opposite of the impure states of the mind and see how we can define what is the cause of that pure states of the mind, what is the effect, and what is the relationship that we discussed about the vasana, past impressions, current birth, previous birth. Vasanas are two types: positive, negative. Positive results into positive sankalpa and vikalpa. Negative results into negative sankalpa and vikalpa. So
Right.
now we have a clarity what kind
Yeah.
of a sankalpa means, what kind of a thought I should have to awaken to the pure states of the mind, and how
Yes.
to dissolve that vikalpa.
But the vikalpa and samkalpa.
Yes,
Samkalpa is positive, but it's delusional
it
too,
is
right? And the
delusional.
other is negative and it's delusional
It is
also.
delusional. So what we will do now, we have a sankalpa which is based on the facts, which is based on the truth, which is
Oh,
not.
wait a second. I want to make sure that I understand. Samkalpa is based on reality, you mean? Or
Yes,
not?
yes, yes,
It is.
yes. I want peace in my life and peace is within me. This is a thought. And now
Oh.
this is positive, definitely.
uh,
Huh? I want to have a good relationship with someone. And I will move with a harmony, with a humility, with a care and share. Obviously, it is a positive thought.
Yeah.
It is a positive sankalpa. So now let us understand the first one, the guilt mind. What should be the exact opposite of the guilt mind? It should be the forgiveness mind.
Oh.
So now you see, the more and more you do the self inquiry with discernment and dispassion, the mind becomes clear. And when the mind becomes clear, it leaves the impure states of the mind. So, what exactly is the forgiveness mind? A mind that practices self compassion, a mind that learns from the mistakes, and a mind that objectively perceives the guilt objectively, not subjectively. No, I have a guilt. No, guilt is separate from me. Let me see what kind of a guilt it is. So when I see the objectively, how can I see the objectively? These thoughts of a guilt, I see it is little far away from me. Let me put this thought of a guilt on the table and let me analyze and understand. So how this definition works, if I want to find the cause, uh, discernment and dispassion, self inquiry with discernment. Discernment means I separate and I recognize what I recognize. I recognize the wisdom. I recognize the wisdom in forgiveness, and I recognize the ignorance in guilt. So ignorance in guilt comes from the delusion, and I recognize the wisdom in forgiveness. Then what happens? I get detached. When I get detached, then what happens? It enables letting go of the self-punishment. Aha! And what is the effect then? It leads to self-acceptance, inner peace, ability to move forward with, this is the lesson I have learned in the life. Let me move forward. Let me continue to have inner peace. Let me have the self-acceptance. When I acknowledge what happened in the past, and then I accept, okay, these are the changes I have to make in my thought process and feeling, and then I forgive. Forgiveness, I think of the forgiveness. So I have forgiven so many people. Why shouldn't I forgive myself? So I release the burden of the guilt. Not only this, let us go a little deeper with reference to the vasanas. Vasanas, sankalpa, and the vikalpa, and the desire that we have seen the negative side. Now see the positive side. We all have the vasanas of self-love and wisdom. All have. You cannot ignore. We all have. That is why you approached to me. That is why you explained to me. You wanted to get rid of it. So you had those vasanas of self-love and wisdom. Let the vasana of self-love and wisdom create a sankalpa of growth through self-forgiveness, and to release the overcoming vikalpa of desire to hold on to the guilt. Vikalpa is a negative thing, and I am holding on to the guilt. Now I have created a sankalpa of growth. How to grow into my life? Through the self-forgiveness. I have forgiven so many people. You are contributing thousands of dollars to your son without any expectation.
Right?
And so I grow. I have forgiven you, Philip. Come on. So why shouldn't I forgive myself? Do you see that? Do you see that?
Yeah.
So let us take another positive. What is the anxious or anxiety mind? If we do the opposite of anxiety mind, it is the equanimous mind. More or less, you can say equanimous.
What? I'm sorry?
Equanimity of the mind. Anxious mind, you can just do the opposite, or you can find a better word, but I find equanimous.
What do you call that? I don't feel it.
Equanimous. Equanimous. Equanimous.
Okay.
Equanimous mind. So equanimous mind, or how can I define the equanimous mind? Mind that remains calm and balanced and peaceful.
Right.
Peaceful. Peaceful in the face of uncertainty and challenges. Tell me any human being who does not face challenges every day, who does not face a kind of uncertainty every day. The moment we wake up, everyone. So let me face this uncertainty and challenges with a calm and balanced mind, rather than what happens in anxiety mind. I want to face this uncertainty and challenges with my worries, unwanted, undesirable thought process. So you see the opposite. I want to face, what it demands, what is the cause behind it. I should have a faith in myself. I should have a faith in my resilience. I don't have the faith. I have practiced resilience in hundreds of times. I forget it, and then I find, let me face this anxiety by getting worried, by getting nervous. That is the problem.
Yeah.
What is the result? You drop your stress, you have a higher level of self awareness, you have an ability to respond to the life with clarity, with humility, with a grace. We are trying to understand the opposite of all the impure states of the mind that we did last week. And now, with the same format, definition, cause, effect, example, and ultimately how it is related to the vasana. So the sankalpa here should be the positive. What should be the sankalpa? Sankalpa of peace in the present moment. Oh, I'm anxious. I want to safeguard myself by worrying, by nervousness. No, I want to safeguard myself with the peace. And what should be the vikalpa I have to release? I have to release vikalpa of desire to control outcomes through worry, through nervousness. I have to recognize, I have to think, okay, worry, nervousness. That is how I want to get rid of anxiety. It will increase your anxiety, it will not reduce it. That is what happens with the anxiety mind. And that causes lot of challenges, and then we are trapped by our great doctors. They gave you 10,000 ways to investigate. Go MRI, do this and do that, and take this pill and do that pill. Why don't you do the self inquiry? Simple question of anxiety, that I want to solve problems of my life, which includes fear, through nervousness and worry. So I think of that. Can I really solve any problem by having nervousness and worry? Answer is no.
Right.
So what should I do? Let me have a sankalpa of the peace. Mind, I will think about nervousness and worry after I practice the relaxation. Do you see that? We don't think in this way. So when you don't think in a positive sankalpa way, then you are dictated by the mind in delusion. And then that delusion takes toll to you. Reactive mind. So very near to the anxious mind, but I decided to keep it separate. Reactive mind, opposite of reactive mind is conscious mind. You are aware, you are alert. Oh, what is the situation? Let me see. Why should I react? So now, how do you define the conscious mind? A mind that responds to external triggers with awareness, with thoughtfulness, and emotional poise. So any external trigger is there, or maybe external trigger that includes you wake up in the morning and you have a pain in the knee. What will happen to me? Nothing is going to happen. You have a pain in the knee. Be objective, aware. Okay, I'm aware of the knee pain. Thoughtfulness, so knee pain, yes. So let me see what I can do. With an emotional poise, do not allow the emotions to regulate your pain. It causes the endless suffering. If your mind in delusion regulates any discomfort or pain with emotion, that causes endless suffering. That is why you see we hardly remember our calmness and state of the calmness and peace. We always remember what happened to me. I fell down. I had a knee pain. It continued for a year, and now I feel good. You are already creating more impressions of the pain.
Well,
It is our mind, you see. So, what is the cause of this conscious mind? Self inquiry, meditation. Self inquiry with discernment and dispassion is the right way. So, what I do in the self inquiry, I observe the thought and emotions without automatically reacting. Oh, let me observe. Let me observe. I have a knee pain. Yes, it should be objective. Okay, knee pain. I can take care of it. I can go to the doctor, get the examination done, and let me see it. I don't allow the emotions to regulate that pain which ends into suffering. That is conscious mind. So, if what is the effect? So you have an improved decision making. You may have a lot of challenges, so you can have a right decision making. You have a relations in harmony, relationship harmony. You have a capacity to respond to the challenges without reaction, but with an emotional poise. So, what should be the sankalpa? Positive sankalpa, self awareness, mental discipline of a conscious choice. And how I overcome the vikalpa? So I recognize, oh, vikalpa, desire to react impulsively. I'm not going to react impulsively to any situation, condition in my life. I will see, I will watch, I will observe, I will raise my self awareness, I will examine, and then only I will react. You are fine. Now you have a pain in the knee, for example, but you don't have the suffering. Do you see that? You don't have a, you have a pain. Pain you cannot get rid of by the knowledge, but suffering you can get rid by the knowledge. And you can create a positive thought impressions which will go into the vasana, so you have more positive vasana. Think. You have to contemplate and reflect. Once you contemplate, you will find the solution. You will say, oh, even in the pain, can I have a joy? Yes. Yes. Why not? It is not affecting my mind.
right.
It is not affecting my emotion. What, you have an opinion, what will happen if I have a pain and then you have 100 negative thoughts? So you are allowing those negative thoughts. So that's why we have this conscious mind, opposite of reactive mind. Now come to the money mind. Money mind and content mind. Money mind, opposite of money mind is content mind. So let us define the content mind. A mind that finds the fulfillment in inner peace and the joy, relationship, rather than the external wealth and possessions. So what is the delusion here? That wealth contains the property of peace and happiness. Possessions contains the property of peace and happiness. Relationship contains the property of peace and happiness. They all are statements of delusion. So I define the contentment. It is a sense of inner fulfillment, peace, happiness, joy, all are lying within me. So what is the cause? Cause is the contentment cultivates a sense of sufficiency. One, and you are already practicing it, and a detachment from the material pursuit. That's why you are offering that wealth. So simple. So you have that sense of contentment, but you don't recognize it. And that is why we have challenges. So there is a sufficiency because when I feel I'm sufficient, I can spare. So that is already there. So you have to recognize that. What is the result, effect? The result is inner peace, generosity, and the ability to appreciate the joy within me. I'm in the joy. I have lived my life. I'm living my life at this age. Okay, everything is okay, in order, yes. So, what is the sankalpa, positive thought? Vasana of contentment and non attachment. So, on one side, I recognize I have a non attachment, I have a sense of contentment that results into a sankalpa of joy in life. So, what you are releasing by this joy in life, when you have this sankalpa, what vikalpa you are releasing? Desire for material abundance. Elon Musk is not happy. He has 12 kids now. Bill Gates is not happy. He lived loveless life for 27 years. So I have to analyze by examples that wealth does not contain the property of happiness. Or other way, happiness is not the property of the wealth or possession. It is my inner state. And when I start looking within me, I get the sense of contentment. And when I get the sense of contentment, in that sense of contentment, anxiety dissolves by itself, money mind dissolves by itself, guilt mind goes too far from me. Are you getting it? That is the nature of the self inquiry. We do the self inquiry by discernment and dispassion. We don't start the self inquiry. I have $1 billion. What will happen? I am divorcing. What will happen to that $1 billion if I divorce? So you are first, you have already implanted that delusory idea that wealth contains the property of happiness. So even if $1 goes to your divorcee, you will feel upset. So you have already created an upset mind for you. So self inquiry means self inquiry with discernment and dispassion. So now strong likes and dislikes mind. That also is the impure states of the mind. An opposite of strong likes and dislikes mind should be mind with equanimity, mind with an emotional poise. Why the strong likes and dislikes are created in the mind? Because it continues to project and imagine pain or the pleasure outside. That is what causes the impure states of the mind. So, how to define that mind with an emotional poise? Simple. Mind that remains impartial. It is the emotion that causes you the partial mind, and it causes the likes and dislikes. So am I impartial here? Let me check. Impartial, objective, unbiased mind. I don't have any personal references when I talk to you. Why should I have a personal reference, personal preferences and aversion? If I have it, then I will definitely create the strong likes and dislikes. So that is the definition of an emotional poise, a mind that remains impartial, objective, and unbiased by my personal. I get rid of my personal biases, personal preferences, and aversion. Then I see you. You are a wonderful person. Everyone is a wonderful person. What I have to do with it? So, what is the cause behind this emotional poise? Discernment and dispassion. Discernment means separate. I separate. Oh, it is subjective thought. No, let me separate. Let it become objective. And the moment it becomes objective, I recognize that I was attached. So let me detach. So the discernment and dispassion comes, and then I don't care for my subjective likes and dislikes. And when I don't go after the subjective likes and dislikes, what happens? The mind becomes totally free. It leads to discernment, fairness in relationship, and the right decision making. Because there is no emotional entanglement with anyone. Why should I have emotional entanglement with anyone? The moment you gave birth to the Philip is totally independent, separate from you. At the social level, he is your son. That's all. But you are independent, he is independent. Jack is independent. Emotional poise. So, what sankalpa I have? I have a sankalpa of treating everyone fairly with an emotional poise, or treating or thinking with equanimity. So when I think with equanimity, the negative vikalpa is there. What is that vikalpa? Desire to get attached is not there. Now it is dropped. It is dropped, you are free. It is done through this self inquiry, and self inquiry, remember, self inquiry, the real self. Real self is of the nature of peace and happiness. Unreal, unreal is constantly changing, which includes your mind, body, personality, intact behavior, attitude. So these are the two. That is the format of self-inquiry. From that self-inquiry, I use the power of discernment. Now I separate what is real and what is unreal in every aspect of my life, in every attitude, in every behavior. And then what happens? Suddenly I recognize that I'm in a state of detachment and dispassion. I'm free. Oh, nervousness and worry I'm using as a shield to guard my fears. It is not possible to you get rid of the fear by nervousness and worry. So I separate it. Now let me first go into the peace. I told you, let me relax first. Mind, are you relaxed? No, I'm still nervous. No, let me relax again. So you are thinking, and then you follow the practice, and your mind attends. Now the mind dissolves that nervousness in case of anxiety. What about in case of rationalizing mind? So when we rationalized based on our strong preferences, I say my way is the only way. All the other ways are wrong. That is rationalizing mind. So here we are, how to define that integrity mind. Rationalizing mind, if I do the opposite, the positive state of the mind would be the integrity mind. What is that integrity mind? A mind committed to honesty, accountability, ethical behavior. I don't push others to agree to me. I don't forcefully agree. I don't react if you don't agree. So that particular attitude is a rationalizing mind. So opposite of that, okay, why should I force you or anyone? Let me present my point of view clearly with a cause and effect relationship. The moment you enter into a cause and effect relationship, that rationalizing mind drops by itself. What is the cause? So the cause is the honesty to myself, not honesty to anyone else. Honesty to myself. And a kind of a self-discipline. Self-discipline at the emotional and mental level. So it fosters the strength to uphold my values. And what is the result? The result is trustworthiness, personal growth, respect to others and myself. Now see what sankalpa, positive sankalpa is there. A vasana of integrity and self-discipline. Am I relaxed when I say you something in the lesson? Yes. It is integrity. I'm very clear what I'm saying to you. I don't have any doubt. But I'm saying with a sense of self-discipline. That sankalpa when I have, then then what happens? I can overcome the vikalpa of a desire to rationalize unethical behavior. What is unethical? My way is the only way. One political leader we already experienced, I don't want to name. My way is the only way. So definitely, that is why we don't take him as a good person. Grandiose mind. What is the opposite of grandiose mind? We already know it is humble mind. And but then what is humility? A deep mind rooted in humility. How that humility comes? By self-awareness, filtering out everything what is unreal. And then I recognize others' worth and contribution. In every lesson, you are to be appreciated. You contacted me. You have a contribution to my life. Should I think in that way? Yes, I should think in that way. So a mind rooted in self-awareness, that brings us a sense of humility. What is the cause? If you start finding the cause, then your mind, your emotions, your feeling, and your thoughts is not running after any person, relationship, anything. You look at the entire existence. It is because of the existence I have two kids. They are taking care of themselves. I'm supporting them. It's okay. It's a human approach. You think in this way and see what happens. It leads to harmony, openness to learning. It results into ability to celebrate others' success. Grandiose mind, lives in inflated ego. Inflated ego. You don't have it, but we are just understanding. So in that inflated ego, to make other feel inferior, while I'm already inferior because I'm posing myself that I'm the smartest guy on the earth. So there is a lot of inner conflict is going on. So when you drop that inner conflict, you have a sense of humility, you have a sense of openness, you have a sense of receptivity. Look at it. Then let us look at the monkey mind also. Very important. Monkey mind, opposite is focused mind. But this focused mind of modern psychology does not fit here. We are saying it is naturally focused mind. What is naturally focused mind? Your mind is deeply interested in learning the pure states of the mind. In this lesson, you have not excluded any thought. In modern psychology, we focus on one object, excluding others. So our mind continues to pay too much of attention what I need to exclude. So there is a kind of a struggle. And that struggle makes it very difficult to have a focused mind. Here, in Eastern psychology, our focused mind is to just drop all the deluded thought, feeling, and emotions. What is left is the focused mind. We are talking totally in a different. So, a mind that can sustain attention, avoid distraction. My nature is peace. Peace is my essential nature. So I sustain my attention on this thought. Peace is my nature. It is within me. So I naturally avoid distraction. So, what is the cause? When I do the self inquiry, I withdraw my sense organs from the objects outside. That is, one practice is known as pratyahara. We will be doing it. Practices that trains the mind to be present and focused. What it results? It results in improved relationship, harmony, peace, calmness. Monkey mind. Now you see that what happens in the monkey mind. There is we have already understood the monkey mind is the impure states of the mind. That monkey mind is constantly jumping from one thought, one object to the other. Why? Because it finds that pleasure is there. Or then it finds, no, 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 I have experienced it before, so let me jump onto the other thought. Let me jump onto the third. And you are jumping all the time in order to search that pleasure and happiness. You think in this way, oh, let me check. I have 5 wandering thoughts in the monkey mind, and you will discover that every thought is seeking imagined pleasure or avoiding pain in the world outside. So your mind is already related to the world outside. How can you withdraw the mind within? How can you focus? So I have to raise my level of self awareness. I see those thoughts objectively. I see these thoughts. I said, okay, this thought, discernment. Required? Not required. Mind, you don't need this thought. You dissolve it. You are not making an effort. You are not trying to concentrate. No, you are understanding. Oh, whether I should take a right turn to your house or left. You say right turn. The left turn is gone. Dissolved. So we are talking of a focused mind with a calmness and a poise. We are not talking of a focused mind with a great effort. I have to focus my mind. Oh, mind is already focused. Why I don't have the impure state of mind? That is the key to this learning this. And then the sheep mind. Understand the sheep mind. What is this sheep mind? Opposite of sheep mind should be independent mind. Sheep mind is limited mind, sheep mind, mind with the bondage, you can say. But opposite of that, that is why I say it is an independent mind. But why sheep mind is not dependent? Because it conforms to particular tradition. It conforms to a particular thought. It contains the false assumption. It forms the opinion based on the false assumption. Oh, look at this. That girl is so stupid. And no, hold on. My mind, why you are saying that girl is stupid? What you have to do with her? Nothing. The way you are saying it. I have formed an opinion based on the false assumption. Why should I make a false assumption? So that false making, living with those false assumption in order to conform to the society. Why I want to conform to the society? I have a fear. If I don't say this, then people will not respect me. Forget about that. Drop that. Have an independent mind. After all, I'm thinking inside, so I can have an independence of the mind inside me. That we don't do it, and then we fall into delusion problem. A mind that thinks critically, it questions assumptions, and it also questions. And then after you question the assumption, and then only you form the opinion. Your opinion is based on reason and the evidence. Your opinion is based on the cause and effect. Then you have an independent mind. What it demands. What is the cause of that independent mind? Self inquiry, discernment, and dispassion. We have been talking about. We have been talking about self-inquiry with discernment and dispassion is the way that foster the ability to analyze information and think independently. Now we talk of the third eye in the Eastern wisdom. Oh, third eye. Is it a physical eye? We never think about it. But everyone knows that there is a third eye. Eastern wisdom talks about it. But when you go deeper, you understand that third eye is a right perception, a perception with the knowledge. That is the meaning. It has nothing to do with the deeper inside or pineal gland or pituitary gland. It is a heightened state of awareness. But people don't think in that way. So people get into delusion. And they have a hallucinative experiences. They live with the hallucinative experiences. Kundalini is awakened. So, independent mind. So, Eastern wisdom says you should have an independent mind. Independent means that I understand did I understand the principle? Do I have any question and doubt? Yes, I have question. Let me ask it. Let me be clear. So, why it is known as the third eye that I will talk later. You see that third eye is used as singular. So it is a right perception with a right. What is right perception? That I'm totally immersed in my real self. I'm awakened. That is the third eye. But if there is a third eye, then there is a second eye also. So second eye is the human perception. What is the human perception? Why it is second? So we have a choice. Huh? What choice I have? Oh, what a beautiful house. Appreciation. First. Second, I should have it. That is totally a craving. So that is why it is known as the second eye. So when I go beyond these two levels of perception of delusion, then I enter into the third eye. And what about the first eye? So the first eye is the animal perception. The lion in a herd or in a group perceives another lion is approaching. So that lion recognizes that it is a male lion and I am the master of this family. How dare you have come? Their perception is to protect the family, means security, plus the sexuality. That is all. And then they fight tooth and nail when the lion dies. And okay, so does the lion think that, oh, my brother has died? No, they have only one eye. They have only one eye. So we'll talk about that in a later stage when third eye comes. Resilient mind. What is the opposite of resilient mind? Upset mind. So,
what? I'm sorry, resilient?
Impure state of the mind is upset mind.
Oh, upset.
Yeah.
Contrary.
Yeah, and the contrary to that is the resilient mind. Now we already know and understand what is resilience, and still we don't practice it. A mind that remains calm, unaffected, adaptable, solution oriented. That is what we say the resilient mind. Any problem is there. Let me use. Mind is calm, yes. Mind can easily adapt, or it does not have any strong likes and dislikes. Yes, it does not have it. Let me solve the problem. Solution oriented. Solution oriented, adaptable, and calm. What is the cause? How it results into that calm, adaptable, and solution oriented? I have to self-discipline my mind. I have to have a trust in the entire existence. I'm very small. I'm a small, very infinitesimal small part of the entire existence. So let me have a trust in the existence. With that existence, trust in the existence, I follow a self-discipline that I have no reason to get upset. So what happens? What is the effect? Emotional stability. problem solving skill. I cultivate an ability to bounce back from the adversity. That is known as also the resilient mind. Where is the sankalpa here? What is the positive sankalpa? I have a sankalpa. No, let me maintain the calmness. Let me adapt to the situation. Let me find the solution. I have these three thoughts, sankalpa. So, how it goes against the impure, upset state of the mind, desire for control and avoidance. What is upset mind? I'm not able to control yourself. I'm not able to exert the influence which I always think. It is a delusion. Why should I exert the influence on you? Let me present my knowledge and clarity. Why I get upset? Why I get upset? Because my expectations are not met. So I don't worry about my expectations. Let me present the things with calmness, with adaptability, with a solution oriented approach. You agree, good. You don't agree, good. That is what the resilient mind is. Yes, let us go to another fear mind. Where is this fear mind? We have fear of the known, we have fear of the unknown. So I don't know, but I'm scared. So you are already in a delusion. So opposite of the fear mind is courageous mind. Let us use that positive, pure states of the mind as the courageous. Courageous does not mean that you go out and start beating some people. Courageous at the mental and the emotional level. We are talking of courageous mind at a very deeper emotional and the mental level. A mind that faces the challenges and uncertainties with a state of calmness, confidence. It's a growth mindset. No 2 days are similar. Every day we have lot of challenges, uncertainties. What is going to happen? Tomorrow I may fall and I'll have an extreme pain in the knee and I will say I'm not coming to New Jersey. Anything can happen. So instead of I should have a fear, I should have a courageous mind. Why should I imagine that I will have a negative consequences of every action? So what is the cause? Persistent practice of self-inquiry, of understanding the known fears and unknown fears. So I first categorize them. Known fears, I can tackle it. Known fears, oh, electricity will go. So why should I be afraid? So let me prepare. Let me have some candles to take care of it. Why should I have a fear if electricity goes up? I already have. If it is cold, I have lot of quilts to cover myself, and if it is hot, ah, I can endure it. I go to the market in hot summer, so why can't I endure it? You see, you're thinking of courageous mind. And then what it results? You understand what is exactly is the comfort zone. So you can make the comfort zone even in anxiety, fear. Yes, I'm living in comfort. And that results into the personal growth and the fear do not touch you. Fears do not touch you. Those fears have a root cause in the delusion. Delusion is caused by the desire. Desire is caused by the negative sankalpa and vikalpa, projecting happiness outside in possessions and objects, people, and the relationship. And they are already in the storehouse of the vasana deep inside my mind. It triggers, and then I have a fear. Then I ask myself, do I have a fear of the unknown or known? Tomorrow there will be a cracking sound of the clouds, and the clouds will fall on my house, pointing to my body, and then I will die. It is unknown fear. Why should I think in such a long? So the negative vasana causes these unknown fears.
Okay.
So I have to get rid of it. Mood swing mind. Opposite is calm mind. We have a mood swing. Why we have a mood swing? Because of emotion, impulsive nature, instinctive nature, habitual nature. I have acquired that habitual nature. I have already discussed in the previous lesson. So the calm mind. What is this calm mind? A calm mind means what? It maintains the emotional poise, balance. Oh, hold on. Emotions? Emotions, you remain calm. Don't react. Where are you going? So when you have a mood swing, meditation is the best. Withdrawal of the sense organs from their respective object is second. Self-inquiry is the third. So that is how meditation. You simply practice meditation. When you have a mood swing and you say, I'm frustrated, oh, let me practice meditation first. Then I will start with the self-inquiry. So the cause of calmness of the mind is the meditation, sensory withdrawal, and the self-inquiry. What happens? Consistent well-being. You live into that state of well-being all the time, in spite of the challenges in the body. Harmonious relationship, and you have a unique ability to respond to the life's ups and downs with the grace. That is what happens. Yes, let us take one more, the depressed mind. We always talk, I'm depressed today. I never talk about that, I'm happy today, I'm very calm throughout the day. Have you seen that? No one says this. So, what is the depressed, opposite of depressed mind? Is a joyful mind. Joyful, opposite of depressed mind. So, how to define that joyful mind? A mind that experiencing and radiates the joy, contentment, and gratitude all the time to oneself and to others. Oh, you're full of energy. Oh, be in peace and happiness. But to do to do that, I have to have a contentment. I have to do the self-inquiry. I have to do the discernment. I have to ward my mind from the negative influences. So all these steps are required, and they are very well explained in the Eastern wisdom. What is the result? I have a sense of emotional resilience, a positive relationship with everyone. If one does not have a good relationship with me, that is his mind or her mind, not mine. I live with that joyful mind with you, with everyone. Where is the problem? I force my mind. No, you have to live in joy. Oh, that has criticized. She has criticized you. Very good. I will appreciate her. Why? I'm living in joy. I don't want to destroy. So when I focus on the gratitude and self-care, I focus on my self-care. No, I should have a joyful mind. Why should I have a depressed mind? Why? How? No. No way. So when you have more and more, then you recognize that these are the pure states of the mind. You follow even, I would say, you follow even out of the 10 pure states of the mind, you digest and assimilate even the 5 pure states of the mind. Journey is done. You will recognize the other pure states of the mind on your own. But if you don't do it, then what happens? Then we increase other impure states of the mind in our life, and that causes so many problems, unnecessarily problems. They are in self-invited. They are invited because my mind lives in delusion that I have already discussed. In our next lesson, what we will do, we will understand that negative impact of impure states of the mind in our daily life, so that we have a clarity. So we will go a little deeper and understand what are the negative impacts of impure states of the mind, and then we will go for what are the positive impacts of the pure states of the mind. So your mind can receive those thoughts and understanding with clarity, and your mind is prepared to think positively, to to extract the positive sankalpa from the vasana, not the negative. The life changes.
Okay.